Hey everybody, I picked up these Whiteline endlinks from eBay, and they were listed for the STI, but when I did some research, I found out that those C-shaped endlinks, now doing some research on them, I found that the front endlinks are supposed to be the same as the rear. So those C-shaped looking endlinks will fit the STIs, but they're really for WRXs. And to further confuse you, a bunch of other companies will have those same endlinks listed as STIs. Well, you know what? There's only one other thing to do. Let's get this thing up on the ramps. So with the stockers, you can see there's a 14mm bolt here, and these will spin freely. Are a little harder to take off because they have these flat spots here. And that flat spot, you can get like a 14 or a 15 depending on how worn down the flat spots are when you're really trying to take it off. So the 14 would go right here. Actually, that's a 13. So the 14 goes in here, like so. And then you can take that 14mm nut off by holding this tight. And then take your 14 and then get at the bolt itself. As long as you don't mind the extra material there's no rubbing or contact issue whatsoever. Now, jacking up the front of the car is a little different. Due to the lowered ride height of the STI from the factory, a standard set of ramps will contact on the front bumper. So you can see the end link here has a 5mm at the end there. So you can take that 5mm and get this 14mm bolt off the end. So what you would want to do, nice little 5mm, you can get that on, and then you can hold this because this will spin. This whole thing will spin. If you let the hex rest against the control arm, you can use one arm and get that 14mm. I had to source out the hardware myself for the bolts and nuts. They're 3/8 inch bolts by 3 inches long, and I think that's a little too long. 2.5 might work as well, because as you can see, they stick out. The good thing is they're not rubbing or contacting on anything, so we might just leave them. Now let's fire it up and take it out to the street and see if we can feel a difference. So far, I can tell you right off the bat that everything's stiffened up and it feels really good. The rear almost... It's not oversteering, but it comes around for you easier. Yeah, it's definitely super predictable now. You can feel that it's not... The sway bar isn't washing out and moving anymore because of the worn out end links. Mine were all over the place. I mean, you could see how worn they were on the video. And that was bad. Gain some speed for the corner. We'll put it into slow motion. Now you see right here, the car starts to understeer, but then the rear comes back. A slight correction mid-corner, but what I was really impressed about is the speed in which everything corralled itself back together again. I really enjoyed the Whiteline setup. Eventually I'm going to get the correct rear end links. For now, the WRX end links fit the STI well. There's no rubbing. There's no contact with anything, so until then I'm just going to go with these because they're definitely better than the blown out stock ones. been a few weeks now driving around with these front and rear end links. I went and rechecked. Everything's good. Nothing's moved around. And nothing's contacted anything. So it's a huge improvement over the stock end links. Alright, I hope this little review and install helps everybody out. And once again, everyone, see you later, SVTWRC. Happy New Year, everybody.